444, we take a live look at Rocky Mount Mills, and you can see everything is quiet this morning. Our skies are nice and clear. It's a nice start out there. Temperatures are cool in some places and mild in others. Look at this. In Roanoke Rapids, it's 37, but in Southern Pines, 53. So we have a wide range in our temperature. What's happening is our wind is shifting to southwesterly, and that's starting to push the warmth in, but it doesn't get to our northern counties until last. So that's why it's still pretty chilly this morning in Roanoke Rapids. 49 in Raleigh, 45 in Wilson, and 47 in Goldsboro this morning. Your school day planner looks fine. Lots of sunshine, just like yesterday, except warmer. Our temperatures this morning are mainly going to be in the mid-40s to low 50s, so kids may need a jacket. But this afternoon, the shorts and T-shirts will feel great. Lunchtime temperature right around 70. We're dry for the next several days, and we continue with the warm temperatures. We do have another chance for rain later in the week. I'll show it to you coming up.
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. We'll come back to you in just a bit. Well, right now, we are looking into several airlines that are stepping in to help Spirit Airline customers rebook their flights after the discount airline shut down over the weekend. That announcement comes as the prices for flights are rising, and this is because of increasing fuel prices that have gone up because of the war in Iran. Airlines such as United say that they have rebooked 14,000 Spirit passengers. Spirit Airlines says it will automatically process refunds for any flights that are booked on a credit card or a debit card. Bit of an intense moment involving a United Airlines flight at Newark Airport caught on camera here. You can see here a dash cam video that shows the moment a jet hit a tractor trailer after it hit a light pole. Now, this happened yesterday afternoon as United Airlines' flight was arriving from Venice, Italy. Port Authority says that the driver only suffered minor injuries and has already been released from the hospital. The light pole the plane hit fell on another car, and it is unclear if that driver was hurt. The FAA and United Airlines say that all 231 people aboard were not hurt. Now, this is actually the second case like this involving a United Airlines flight from over the weekend. A flight was also forced to make an emergency landing at Newark on Saturday, and that was because a passenger reportedly assaulted a flight attendant. That passenger was taken to the hospital for a psychiatric finds that many voters in North Carolina are concerned about election integrity. Opinion Diagnostics put out this poll of more than 800 North Carolinians, and it found that top voter concerns were fraud, cyber attacks, and the federal government potentially meddling in North Carolina elections. The poll comes a year after Republicans took control of the State Board of Elections, and Board Director Sam Hayes spoke to our NC Capitol team about the poll results and changes the board made. You can read what he had to say at WRAL.com. Hurricane Preparedness Week is happening across North Carolina, and after storms such as Helene, state leaders say that now is the time to get ready. The Atlantic hurricane season starts June 1st and runs through November. Governor Josh Stein says that Hurricane Helene was a stark reminder of how destructive tropical systems can be, and it should prompt all of us in every corner of the state to make sure we're prepared. Officials say that start with an emergency plan. That's something that's key here. You want to know how you're going to communicate, where you'll go, and how you'll evacuate if needed. You should also build an emergency kit with enough food, water, and supplies to last about 3 to 7 days. Keep copies of important documents in a safe, easy, accessible place, and take time now to review your insurance, especially your flood coverage. You can find a full list of what you can do on readync.gov. Elizabeth, I spent this weekend, I found a waterproof case to keep some important documents just to kind of get prepared for myself. But for all the people watching right now, yeah, pay attention. You don't have to wait until the hurricane week starts or the period starts. Go ahead and get ready now.
Yeah, now's the time for sure. And then it's done. You don't have to worry about it and scramble at the last minute. This is a look at what we're seeing right now. We have high pressure in control. We had that beautiful weather yesterday, but the high was back a little farther to the west, and it was bringing in some cool air from the north. So this big area of high pressure is now swinging eastward, and it has shifted our winds to southerly. So we've started the warm up already, and our southern counties and our northern counties will catch up as we see that flow continuing to come out of the south. Look how fast it starts to flow as we get into late today into Tuesday, and you can see the arrows are shaded in red, and that shows the big warm up that's coming in. Our skies are clear here in downtown Raleigh. It is 49 degrees right now. We have a southwest wind at 8 miles per hour, and it's not likely to be terribly breezy today, but that southwest wind will keep pushing the warmth in. So it's 46 in Fuquay Varina, 43 in Durham, 47 in Knightdale, and 40 degrees in Clayton right now. But we do have some 50s to our south and some 30s to our north. 80 in Raleigh for today, 81 in Durham, and 81 in Fayetteville for our afternoon highs, and we continue to see nice warming temperatures. Our morning lows will warm up to 45 about for this morning in the Triangle. We're in the mid-40s. We'll be in the mid-50s Tuesday morning and 62 on Wednesday morning. Tuesday and Wednesday highs will be in the mid-80s. So if you didn't like how chilly it was yesterday, well, we have warmth coming your way. We do have a few isolated showers up to the north. None of those really dropping down into our viewing area. You can see a sprinkle up in Mecklenburg County, Virginia, but that all stays to the north for now. However, by Thursday, we have a chance of some scattered thunderstorms, and we're looking at the potential for severe storms Thursday, so keep checking back as we watch the timeline for that. We take a look at Tuesday. Tuesday is Cinco de Mayo, and then Mother's Day on Sunday. Mother's Day looks beautiful. The weekend looks great. After we see that front on Thursday, temperatures are closer to normal. Chris?
Thanks, Elizabeth. May the 4th be with you. The major auction celebrating today's sci-fi holiday, and the comedian giving us a closer look into his life. Plus, fans priced out. The backlash FIFA is facing over the World Cup and what they are working on in terms of future games.
Breaking news, early morning stabbing at an Amazon facility. What we're learning about this investigation in Durham and the person who was harmed.
Dry today, but I'm tracking another front. I'll show you when the rain arrives and what our chances are for severe storms.
Healthcare merger. Today, Wake County commissioners are scheduled to vote on a possible Atrium Health takeover of Wake Med. Why a decision may be delayed today and what it could mean for the quality of your health care.
We're following those stories and more right here at WRAL News at 8 on Fox 50. Starts in about 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good Monday morning. I'm Laura Levine. Thanks for joining us here at 8 a.m. on Fox 50.
And I'm Ken Smith. We've got a lot of breaking news to get to. So let's start out with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking how our forecast is shaping up.
Isn't it beautiful out? Like everywhere we look, just a couple of clouds and this gorgeous sunshine. Of course, this is looking from the American Tobacco Complex over toward DPAC, and it looks beautiful in downtown Durham. It's 53 degrees, though, so it is on the chilly side. We do have a southwesterly wind that just shifted, and so that will help to warm things up this afternoon. We'll climb to around 80 degrees, but it's just 43 in Roxborough right now, but 52 in Rocky Mount, 54 in Fayetteville, and 56 in Southern Pines. Temperatures in the 8 o'clock hour have jumped just a little bit from our 7 o'clock numbers. Expect 70 at lunchtime and then 80 around the middle of the afternoon. Getting home from work, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s, so just a gorgeous day. We'll copy and paste that for the next several days, and then I'm tracking a front that'll bring us a chance of showers and storms Thursday. We'll look at that coming up. Ken?
This is what's happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Right now, you're looking courtesy of our live cam network at South Wilmington Street. First responders continue to work a deadly pedestrian crash that happened on South Saunders nearby. So South Wilmington Street remains closed at this hour, as we can see from our live traffic map this morning. And WRAL's Kelsey Coffey has been on this story since it broke this morning. So, Kelsey, what do we know so far?
Ken, we know that police have been at this scene here on South Wilmington Street for well over 4 hours. Raleigh police say that a pedestrian was killed in this crash. So you can see just a small part of the aftermath here, an SUV there with some damage to the front of the vehicle. But let's take you back to some video from earlier this morning from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. More than a dozen Raleigh police cars were at the scene at one point. Officers say this crash happened in the middle of the road near where South Saunders Street splits with Wilmington Street. South Wilmington Street is still closed this morning, but South Saunders Street has been reopened. Right now, we're working to find out what led up to this crash, as well as if the driver fled the scene. So we'll be sure to update you as we get more information. But Ken, what can you tell people in the meantime that this area is a part of their morning Drive.
Yeah, that's going to be a real trouble spot for a little while. And really and truly, where the crash initially happened on South Sound that's reopened, that's your best bet in terms of heading to Garner this morning. So keep that in mind. The other troubled spot this morning, I-85, you can see the I-85 US 70 split. The exit ramp completely shut down to 885 in those southbound lanes as a result of this fiery crash involving two vehicles. Reporter Ali Cadlebar was on this story earlier. She sent us this picture. So here's what it looks like on a live traffic map this morning. You can see the huge delays it's causing on 85, and there's the ramp closure that we just showed you just a little while ago. So if you're listening to us on the radio 101.5 HD3 and you haven't gotten to the Highway 15 or Highway 55 exit ramps, those are your two best options in terms of avoiding I-85 right now. I'll have another update coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Okay, Ken, thank you. We are staying on top of more breaking news this morning. Right now, Durham police are at an Amazon facility where a stabbing was reported this morning. This is all happening on National Way. This is in the RTP area right off of South Miami Boulevard. So Ali Cadlebar is there in the WRAL breaking news tracker. And Ali, we know in the last 15 minutes here, you actually saw employees return back inside that facility.
Yeah, and that line has gone away. More people have gone inside. It's pretty calm now outside. This is just a stark contrast from what we saw earlier. We want to take you to this video from Sky 5 where we saw possible employees evacuating the building, this Amazon facility, again on National Way. I did speak with some employees who were out in their cars. They said that they were just waiting to get outside for waiting to get inside, go to work for more than an hour until they got the all clear. So we have seen more police leave the scene as well. Now, we know from Durham police that a stabbing was reported here around 5:30 this morning. We are working to get more information about that, if any suspect has been arrested, also what weapon was used for this. So we still have a lot of questions here, but it does appear that employees were able to go back inside. Reporting live in Durham, Ali Cadlebar, WRAL News.
Well, we just told you about this story just a little bit ago, this situation on I-85 that's shutting down the exit ramp to the 885 southbound lanes. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. At least two vehicles were involved in this crash. Police confirming one person died. We're trying to find out exactly what led to the crash and how many people were involved.
Well, new this morning, we are trying to learn more about an overnight police investigation in Durham. This is video from that scene on Cook Road from around 11:30 last night. It's still unclear what they were investigating. We'll keep you updated on what we learn.
Investigators are trying to figure out the cause of a deadly camper fire in Warren County. County officials say firefighters responded to Manson Drury Road just before 7 last night. They confirmed one person died. That person's name has not been released. Authorities say they don't believe the fire was suspicious. Happening today, a vote on a plan for Atrium Health to take over control of Wake Med may be postponed. According to the state treasurer, Brad Briner, the Wake County Board of Commissioners has not indicated it will not vote on the deal today. The deal could bring at least $2 billion in new investments to Wake County. The companies say the deal would improve the quality of health care and could help Wake Med gain easier access to clinical trials. But some elected officials say it would actually hurt the public.
If the insurer has to absorb, higher costs or higher services that increase as a result of this, that eventually gets passed on, down the road in respect to like premiums, deductibles, things like that.
Today's meeting of the Wake County Board of Commissioners is set for this evening at 5.
Happening today, city leaders are considering putting a 2-year pause on any development approvals for data centers. The moratorium could also include cryptocurrency mining and other high-impact data processing facilities. The public hearing will happen during the Durham City Council meeting that's scheduled for 7 tonight at City Hall. And we have done many stories on data centers in recent months, including how it affects energy prices and the environment. You can find our coverage right now on the WRAL YouTube channel.
The Islamic Association of Raleigh says it had to evacuate its mosque over the weekend after a bomb threat. Raleigh police confirming officers responded to the mosque yesterday morning and the building was cleared. No injuries were reported. Sunday school was canceled as a result of the threat. We're still trying to find out if Raleigh police have made any have determined who's responsible for this.
Meanwhile, NC State police are now searching for a man they say sexually assaulted a student on campus. Police say the assault happened at ES King Village on Saturday. King Village is a student apartment complex operated by the university. The suspect has been positively identified, and an investigation is underway. We'll provide updates as we get them.
A 17-year-old is dead and an 18-year-old is in the hospital after a crash in Sampson County. This happened yesterday morning on Airport Road near Sumner Tree Court. Troopers say the driver, 18-year-old Aiden Reams, was speeding when he ran off the road, overcorrected and crashed into a tree. 17-year-old Carson Faircloth, the only passenger in the car, died in the crash. Reams is at Wake Med with serious injuries. Troopers do not think impairment played a role. This crash is still under investigation. In Johnston County, 3 people and 1 horse were hurt in a crash. This happened after a pickup truck that was hauling horses got wedged between 2 trees. Troopers say a minivan pulled into the path of the pickup truck near NC 42 and NC 222 in Kenley. The truck and trailer then went off the road and into the trees. Both people in the van were taken to Wake Med, one with serious injuries. The drivers hauling the horses had minor injuries.
So, Ken, I wanted to bring our viewers here into the WRAL Live Center because you may recall we were reporting how President Donald Trump announced over the weekend that the U.S. military would start the process of help ushering some of these vessels that are sort of held up in the Strait of Hormuz because of the blockade there and the ceasefire. Well, I can tell you right now, there are some Iranian state media reports saying that Iran's military had attacked a U.S. naval vessel, but the United States military is denying that attack happened. This is, of course, during this effort to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, and the leaders in Iran have been trying to offer some things to the White House in terms of trying to end the war in general, but that has not appeared to have been to President Donald Trump's liking. But again, the U.S. military denying any sort of attack happened on a military vessel. We'll be watching very closely to see how this progresses because Iran has said that this humanitarian effort, as the United States bills it, of trying to get these vessels out and moving through the Strait of Hormuz is actually a violation of the ceasefire agreement that's in place.
Happening today, the man accused of threatening the life of President Trump in Apex is scheduled to appear in a federal court. Daniel Swain was arrested last week at a car wash after concerning messages were found on his car he was driving. A new federal complaint says the messages included, quote, on the way to WSH to kill the press, on the driver's side window. New documents show Swain admitted to writing the threats. Those documents say he did it because of what he perceived as the wrongful deaths of his father, uncle, and grandfather. We'll stay on top of today's court appearance and bring you any new developments and new information that we learned from that court hearing. Rough landing has become up on 8/11 this morning. Video shows a United Airlines flight hitting a tractor trailer while arriving at Newark Airport. What we know about the driver and what led up to this scary moment.
And time to prepare. With hurricane season just weeks away, state leaders are urging you to get ready now. What you should do today before the next storm hits.
And we're nice and dry for the next several days, but tracking the next front, that'll bring us a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. We'll walk through that coming up. 8:14, and we take a live look at Lewisburg this morning. Beautiful sunshine out there. Temperatures were chilly this morning. They were anywhere from upper 30s to mid 40s, but we're beginning to warm things up. We have a flow coming out of the southwest today, and that's going to bring our temperatures all the way up to 80 degrees, a lot warmer than what we saw yesterday. But it's still cool out there. 45 Roanoke Rapids, 52 in Wilson, 53 in Durham, 55 in Goldsboro. So walking the dog by lunchtime, we're at 70, and our high temperature around 4 o'clock at 80. Walking the dog after work is going to be mostly in the mid to upper 70s, so it looks great. Now, a front comes through Thursday. That's going to be our next best chance for rain. We'll walk through what could be the timeline coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that situation on I-85. You can see what we're talking about here. This is I-85 US 70 split. That ramp to the 885 southbound lanes completely shut down this morning as a result of this crash that happened on I-85 near the 885 split. You can see it involved two vehicles. Reporter Adley Catabar sent this picture earlier, and it still remains closed at this hour. You can see that ramp closed and the huge delays it's causing. So your best bet to avoid 85 right now is to take that Highway 55 Avondale exit to avoid I-85. I'll have another update in about 10 minutes.
All right, well, tonight the Carolina Hurricanes are back on the ice for Game 2 of their series against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Canes are off to a strong start in the second round series, and they haven't lost a game just yet in the playoffs. The Hurricanes have won 5 games in a row after taking Game 1 against the Flyers on Saturday, 3-0. Logan Stankoven scored twice, and he scored in every game so far in the playoffs. Ahead of tonight's game, he credits the hard work both he and his teammates have put in to get to this point.
I felt like since the Olympic break, things have started to turn and pucks have started to go in. And I think as a player, I've been learning, what areas of the ice to find to get, shots off. And I think that just in time things change, and I feel like I've been able to, develop as a player and as a person.
They are on a roll. So puck drop for tonight's game against the Flyers at Lenovo Center at 7 p.m. Be sure to stick with WRAL all day for coverage leading up to the game and highlights of the action and our late newscasts.
Well, the final warehouse sale for former Painted Tree vendors wrapped up this past weekend. Last month, we told you how Painted Tree Boutiques abruptly closed all of its stores, leaving many independent shop owners in Raleigh and Cary scrambling to move out their inventories. Well, that is when the owner of a Raleigh warehouse volunteered his space for the vendors to host a pop-up shop, and both returning and new customers came by to show their support.
They were so excited when they found out that this was happening, because they're like, they didn't know where we were at and where we were going to go, and they were just hoping that somehow they would be able to find us.
For us to be able to help and give all these small businesses another chance, way to reconnect with their customers and have somewhere to call home, we're very grateful to give them the opportunity and glad for them to be a part of it.
Definitely a win-win. As far as what is next for the vendors, the ones we spoke with say they're looking forward to the future.
Okay, check this out. A scary moment involving a United Airlines flight at Newark Airport caught on camera here. Dash cam video showing the moments a jet hit a tractor trailer after it hit a light pole. It happened yesterday afternoon as United Airlines Flight 169 was arriving from Venice, Italy. Port authorities says the driver only suffered minor injuries and has already been released from the hospital. The light pole the plane hit also fell on another car. It's unclear if that driver was hurt. The FAA and United Airlines say all 231 people on board were uninjured. Well, this was the second incident involving a United Airlines flight from over the weekend. A flight was also forced to make an emergency landing at Newark on Saturday after a passenger allegedly assaulted a flight attendant. That passenger was taken to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation.
Well, hurricane preparedness week is underway all across North Carolina. And after storms like Helene, state leaders say now is the time to get ready. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st through November. Governor Josh Stein says Hurricane Helene was a stark reminder of how destructive tropical systems can be, and it should prompt all of us in every corner of the state to make sure we're prepared. Officials say alert with an emergency plan. Stay alert with an emergency plan, I should say. You know how you'll communicate, know where you'll go when to evacuate if needed. You should also build an emergency kit with enough food, water, and supplies to last 3 to 7 days. Keep copies of important documents in a safe, easy to access in terms of when you need it. And take time now to review your insurance, especially flood insurance. You can find all this information and the checklist and planning tools at readync.gov.
Well, the good news today is that we pretty much have a calm and quiet day, but we're already looking ahead to our next weather maker, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, with a look at when this next storm will arrive. Elizabeth.
It looks like mainly Thursday. We could see maybe some showers late on Wednesday, but it looks like the front comes through during the day on Thursday. And that's going to bring us the potential for some scattered storms and breezy conditions too. Winds may be gusty on Thursday and Friday up to 30 miles per hour. But behind it, it looks really nice for the weekend and for Mother's Day in particular. Right now, we're looking at mostly sunny skies as we take a look over Raleigh. Here, this is North Hills. We have a southwesterly wind, which is going to warm things up for us nicely today. It's 53 right now, so we've started on the chilly side, but high pressure is in control of our weather. High pressure rotates clockwise, and high pressure systems, when they move east of us, start to draw in the warmth from the south. Then we'll be tracking that front that'll arrive on Thursday. Right now, we have a disturbance that's to the north, and there could be a few isolated showers or sprinkles along with that. Most of that would be up into Virginia. Worth kind of walking through future Futurecast here. This run of Futurecast is a good bit drier than the previous run, and it doesn't look like anybody will see much of a chance of rain except maybe up into Mecklenburg County, Virginia. Not true with the next front, which will come through on Thursday. Everybody should see some rain out of this one, scattered showers and thunderstorms, and there is the potential that some of these could become severe. We'll talk more about what the severe threat is coming up. And we take a look at temperatures out ahead of this front with this high pressure system here. It's starting to push the warmth in. So we'll see a high of 80 degrees for it today. The front stays back to our west on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we continue to warm 84 on Tuesday and 84 again on Wednesday. Notice a little bit of that rain trying to sneak in maybe late on Wednesday. But once the front comes through, it'll depend on the timing. If the timing is early on Thursday, then we'll have a lesser chance of severe storms. If it's a little bit later in the afternoon, it may be that we have a better chance for some scattered storms. This is a look at an estimate of how much rainfall we could get. I feel like this is maybe a little bit overdone. We're probably talking about maybe a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch, but we're definitely trending as if we're going to have some significant rain out of this, and we do have the potential for some severe storms. How much rain do we need to get out of the drought in a month? It's now 11 to 15 inches, and we'll add, we'll subtract a little bit from that on Thursday, but we still have a long way to go. Behind the front, it feels nice and comfortable, beautiful for Mother's Day with a high of 78. Ken?
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of these two breaking stories that we've been following all morning long, starting with I-85. You can see the huge delays that crash is causing. You can't even get off on Highway 70 right now as a result of this crash on I-85 that's shutting down the ramp to 885 southbound. It involves two vehicles. Reporter Ali Calabar was on this story earlier. She sent us this picture. So here's what it looks like. You see the ramp closure right there through 885 south. So your best bet, if you're on I-85 this morning, you're listening to us on the radio 101.5 HC3, you need to take the Avondale, Highway 15, Highway 55 exit to avoid what's happening there on I-85. Here in Raleigh, South Wilmington Street, that flyover remains closed this morning as a result of a pedestrian crash that happened near South Saunders this morning. South Saunders reopened about an hour and a half ago. So if you're heading to Gardner this morning, avoid South Wilmington and just take South Saunders as an alternate route. So as we widen our view in terms of other major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area, we're picking up a 9-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning. Just a 2-minute delay on I-87. All the other major routes are relatively delay-free at this hour, short of a 4-minute delay if you're coming in from Apex on US 1 North at this hour.
Okay, Ken, thank you. New dining experience. Popular weight loss drugs are forcing restaurants to take another look at their menus. WRAL investigates how GLP-1s are reshaping your restaurant experience. And if you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather, report it to us.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
26 here on your Monday. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get right over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Elizabeth.
We're going to have a nice warm up in our forecast for today. We take a live look at Lewisburg. Lots of sunshine, looking pretty here. It's 53 in Durham, 56 in Goldsboro, 54 in Fayetteville, 56 in Southern Pines. Starting to warm things up. It's nice and cool to start with this morning. We'll hit 70 at lunchtime if you're out and about at lunchtime, maybe heading out for a run, or later on this afternoon. We're in the mid to upper 70s. It stays nice and warm at least through Thursday. Ken?
Happening now, Elizabeth, this crash on I-85. You can't even get off on the Highway 70 exit off of I-85 right now because of this crash that happened earlier this morning involving two vehicles that shut down the ramp to 885 southbound. This involves two vehicles. Ali Calabar was on this story earlier, and it's also a deadly crash. So here's what it looks like on our live traffic map this morning. You can see that closure right there. So you're on 85, you're listening to us on the radio. Take that Avondale, Highway 15, Highway 55 exit ramp so you can avoid that slowdown that we're seeing on I-85. Another update at the bottom of the hour.
Breaking news. Durham police are investigating a reported stabbing at an Amazon facility warehouse. It's happening on National Way near RTP. Employees were seen going back inside, returning back to work less than an hour ago. We're still trying to find out more about the person's injuries and if there's anyone in custody. We're also following two deadly crashes this morning. Ken mentioning one of them, but in Raleigh, we know a pedestrian was killed on South Saunders Street. Part of South Wilmington Street is still closed, and in Durham, part of I-85 was shut down after a deadly crash. This happened near the I-85 split. Coming up next on Fox 50, efforts underway to delay a vote that would allow Atrium Health to purchase WakeMed.
Breaking news, early morning stabbing at an Amazon facility. What we're learning about this investigation in Durham and the person who was harmed.
Dry today, but I'm tracking another front. I'll show you when the rain arrives and what our chances are for severe storms.
Healthcare merger. Today, Wake County commissioners are scheduled to vote on a possible Atrium Health takeover of WakeMed. Why a decision may be delayed today and what it could mean for the quality of your health care.
We're starting off your week with a busy Monday morning. We're going to get to all of those headlines and more. Thanks for joining us on Fox 50. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. So let's go ahead and get started and get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, updating the forecast for us, Elizabeth.
Looking beautiful out there right now. This is a live look at North Hills here in Raleigh, and you can see all the blue skies. It was fairly cool. You know, it was a pretty chilly weekend. Yesterday, our highs were only in the upper 60s, but we'll warm things up all the way into the 80s today because our wind has shifted. So our wind is now coming out of the southwest. That'll bring a lot more warmth into our area. It's 53 degrees in the Triangle right now, 54 in Fayetteville, 50 in Roxborough, and 52 in Rocky Mount. So right now, low to mid 50s heading out the door. But we jump to 70 at lunchtime, and we'll climb to 80 around the middle of the afternoon. After that, we'll hold it in the 70s all the way through 8 o'clock. So a comfortable afternoon to be out and about. Great for tailgating at the Canes game tonight or anything else you have planned. Rain is back in the forecast for Thursday. We'll look at that coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now. This section of South Wilmington Street near South Saunders Street remains closed as first responders work a deadly pedestrian crash that happened earlier this morning on South Saunders Street, which was closed but has since reopened. Let's get to Kelsey Coffey. She's been on this story since this story broke earlier this morning. Kelsey, what do we know now?
Ken, Raleigh police say a pedestrian was killed in a crash here on South Saunders Street. So we'll go ahead and give you a look at what's left of the scene here so you can see that vehicle there that's damaged towards the front. But we'll also show you some video from Sky 5 to give you an aerial view of what we've been able to see this morning. And we also have more video from the WRAL breaking news tracker that shows that extensive police response. Right now, South Wilmington Street is still closed, but South Saunders Street did reopen a couple of hours ago. Officers say the crash happened in the middle of the road near where South Saunders Street splits with Wilmington Street. We're working to find out what led up to this crash, as well as whether the driver stayed on the scene. So since South Wilmington Street is still closed, Ken, how can you tell folks to get around this?
Yeah, really and truly, their best bet will be to take South Saunders Street that's reopened right now. So if you have to head to Garner, that's your best bet. The other major story we're following this morning is on I-85 because of a crash involving two vehicles. Reporter Ali Calabar sent us this video, this picture earlier. You can see it involves two vehicles. We also got some video courtesy of Ali and her photographer, Michael Jordan. You can see what's happening there. Sky 5 was over that scene as well. You can see it off into the median there. This is a result of what happened this morning. Here's what it looks like on our live traffic map. You can see the closure there on 885, those southbound lanes. So if you're on 885 listening to us on the radio 101.5 HD3, you want to take the Highway 15, Highway 55, Avondale exit to avoid what's happening on I-85 right now because it doesn't look like it's going to clear up anytime soon. I think the latest timetable we got was around 11 o'clock. So in terms of other routes heading into Durham, all the major routes are delay free except for Highway 98. You're looking at an 11-minute delay if you're using Highway 98 to get from Wake Forest to Durham. Here in the Raleigh area, we're picking up some delays around Highway 55. If you're coming in out of Apex, you're looking at an 8-minute delay this morning on US 1 North. If you're coming in from Wake Forest and US 1 South, you're looking at a 7-minute delay. But all the other major routes, I-40 eastbound, I-87 out of Nightdale, all relatively delay free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And we are staying on top of more breaking news this morning. Durham police investigating an early morning stabbing that happened at an Amazon facility in the RTP area right off of South Miami Boulevard. Ali Catlabar was there in the WRAL breaking news tracker and spoke to employees who were evacuated from that building.
It appears that the workday is back to normal, at least from the outside here, a stark contrast from what we saw earlier this morning. This video from Sky 5 shows employees evacuating the building here, this Amazon facility on National Way. Durham Police tells us officers were dispatched here around 5:30 this morning for a reported stabbing. We're working to find out what weapon was used and the extent of the injuries, but we saw Durham Police surrounding the building, employees standing outside. I spoke with employees who were waiting in their cars outside of the parking lot. They told me they were waiting for the all clear. Around 7:45 this morning, we saw employees start to enter the building. We still have a lot of questions. We have reached out to Durham Police. Of course, we're going to keep you updated. Reporting in Durham, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
New this morning, we are trying to learn more about an overnight police investigation that also happened in Durham. This is video from that scene on Cook Road from around 11:30 last night. It's still unclear what they were investigating, and we'll keep you updated on what we learn.
Investigators are trying to figure out the cause of a deadly camper fire in Warren County. Officials say firefighters responded to Manson Drury Road just before 7 last night. They confirmed one person died. That person's name has not been released. Authorities say they don't believe the fire is suspicious.
Covering Wake County now, a vote on a plan for Atrium Health to take control of Wake Med may be delayed. According to the state treasurer, the Wake County Board of Commissioners has indicated it will not vote on the deal today. The deal could bring at least $2 billion in new investment to Wake County. Both Atrium and Wake Med say the deal would also improve the quality of health care and could help Wake Med gain easier access to clinical trials. But some elected officials say that it would actually hurt the public.
Even if you're not a Wake Med consumer of their healthcare services, if you're a Duke Health or UNC Health, there's sometimes a spillover effect. So, competition raises prices after some of these merger events.
Today's meeting of the Wake County Board of Commissioners is set to begin at 5 p.m.
Well, happening today, Durham City Council will host a public hearing about a possible moratorium on data centers. City leaders are considering putting a 2-year pause on any development approvals for data centers. The moratorium would also include cryptocurrency mining and other high-impact data processing facilities. A coalition of community members plans to hold a rally tonight to demand leaders approve the moratorium and prioritize the people's needs.
The rally is going to be not just about the impact that data centers have on our bodies, our environment, our water, our air, our economy, our future, but what we really need instead.
The group wants the council to come to the people and the experts for guidance on data center restrictions. The rally begins at 6 this evening. The public hearing will happen during the city council meeting scheduled to start at 7 tonight at City Hall. Also in Durham, one of the many communities in our area having to discuss this future of data centers. Moratoriums have been enacted in communities in Wake, Orange, and Chatham counties. Others include Vance, Edgecombe, Person, and Lee counties have okayed their possible development. We have extensive coverage on the battle over data centers all across our state on WRAL's YouTube page. You can learn about what a data center is, the strain it could put on the power grid, your wallet, and the water supply. Go to WRAL's YouTube channel and search data center.
NC State Police are searching for a man they say sexually assaulted a student on campus. Police say the assault happened at ES King Village on Saturday. King Village is a student apartment complex operated by the university. The suspect has been identified. We're working to find out who that person is and what charges they're facing now. Today, the U.S. Navy is expected to begin guiding ships through the Strait of Hormuz. That's according to an announcement made by President Donald Trump. The president has called this mission Project Freedom. Iran has effectively shut down the strait since the U.S. and Israel attacked Iran more than 2 months ago. Ships from all over the world are now stuck and are unable to travel through the key waterway. This has sent oil and gas prices soaring across the globe, as we know, and Iran does not appear to be on board with the president's plan. An Iranian official says any U.S. interference in the strait would be in violation of the ceasefire agreement.
Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani is in the hospital in critical condition this morning. A spokesperson for Giuliani did not say why he is in the hospital or how long he's been there. Giuliani was once a key political ally and personal attorney for President Trump. He played a prominent role in legal efforts challenging the 2020 election. Those efforts led to his disbarment in New York and D.C.
Mooresville police have confirmed 2 people were shot dead in a neighborhood home. One death is a homicide, the other a suicide. This was the scene on Saturday on Hildebrand Lane. You can see the crime scene tape up and police lining that block. Mooresville police say they're still working to confirm the exact series of events that led to these shots being fired. We have reached out to Mooresville police to see if they could confirm any more information, including the identities of those involved. We're still waiting to hear back.
Police in Wilson say 2 men were hurt in a shooting after 2 separate house parties turned into a fight. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows the scene on Hadley Street off Ward Boulevard. This morning, police confirming a 48-year-old man and a 43-year-old man were shot. They were taken to an area hospital for treatment. Police say they've arrested 33-year-old Anthony Williams. He's facing charges including 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Another man was arrested when police conducted a search warrant. He was charged with possession of a firearm by a felon.
Your time now, 8:40. Coming up, burn ban update, where you can now light a fire across much of North Carolina, even though the drought is far from over.
Also, GLP-1s. Everyone probably knows someone taking them. WRAL investigates the popular drugs now being used for weight loss and how restaurants are adapting.
And it was a fairly chilly weekend. We have sunshine in our forecast and some warmer temperatures. If you're headed out with your kids to after-school practices around 4 o'clock, we'll see a high of 80 degrees. I'll show you how many more days we'll see highs in the 80s coming up. 8:44, here's a look at our Garner Tower. So we're looking across Wake County toward Garner with lots and lots of sunshine out there. It's not just the sunshine that warms us up. You know, yesterday our highs were in the upper 60s with sunny skies. It's the wind direction, and our wind today is now coming out of the south. It's going to warm things up nicely, but still on the cool side this morning. 46 in Roanoke Rapids, 53 in Durham, 52 in Wilson, 54 in Fayetteville. Our hour-by-hour temperatures climbed to 70 at lunchtime, and will be right about 80 degrees this afternoon. Later on this evening, back into the mid-70s, so a comfortable day for us today. We'll copy and paste that a few times, and then a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. We'll walk through that coming up. Ken?
Well, this is happening now. Boy, we're staying on top of that troubled spot on I-85 in Durham. You can't even get off on the Highway 70 exit because of a crash that happened earlier. And this is the crash we're talking about involving 2 vehicles that's shutting down the ramp to 885 southbound. Right now, it involves someone died in this crash, to be honest with you. And so here's what it looks like on our live traffic map. You can see this huge delays it's causing in that ramp closure there. So your best bet will be to get off on the Avondale, Highway 50 and Highway 85, Highway 55 exit ramp, just to be on the safe side so you can get away from what's happening on I-85 right now. I'll have another update in about 10 minutes.
Okay, Ken, thank you. Well, now we're talking about GLP-1s. Everyone seems to be talking about them right now as the drugs, popular for weight loss, continue to surge in popularity. They're the focus of tonight's WRAL investigation. Sarah Kruger tells us more about her story, airing tonight at 6.
If it seems like you know a lot of people taking GLP-1s, you're right. An estimated 1 in 8 Americans is on the drugs right now. Duke doctor Will Yancey sees it firsthand how they are surging in popularity. Tonight in our story, I speak with him about how the drugs work and what they may be used to treat next. I'm also speaking with a local restaurant owner who says GLP-1s caused him to take a hard look at his menu. At what point did you decide it was time to do something different with your menu and its portions?
At least a dozen people that I know that are now taking it. It's a tidal wave. They're obviously becoming a larger part of society, and we think that the future is going to demand that we react to it as a restaurant industry. So we've begun to do that.
Tonight at 6, how GLP-1s work and how they could impact your next meal dining out. Sarah Kruger, WRAL News.
Happening today, some very special students in Wake County being recognized for their hard work. The school district putting a spotlight on students. The students being honored were nominated by teachers and school staff for their leadership and independence. Tonight's ceremony starts at 5:30 this evening at Wakefield High.
Hollywood actors could be closer to a new deal. SAG-AFTRA, the union representing 160,000 performers, reached a tentative agreement with major studios. The contract would run one extra year. The agreement covers films, TV, streaming, and new media. The union's board still has to approve it.
Well, backlash over soaring prices for the 2026 World Cup is pushing FIFA officials to review their ticketing strategy for 2030. The opening match is in Mexico City, with some tickets now selling for as much as $16,000 on FIFA's website and even higher on resale sites. Fans are saying they've been priced out of matches in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
It doesn't feel the same. Back then, it felt like Mexico's World Cup. Now, it feels like it belongs to the United States. And the ticket prices, they're impossible.
$16,000. My goodness. FIFA's lottery-style sales system that was created to help manage global demand left thousands without access, even at base prices. In Mexico City, the average family earns just over $2,000 a month, which is roughly the same price of a single ticket.
Tonight is fashion's biggest night. The Met Gala returns to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Beyoncé is returning to the event for the first time in a decade. She will be one of this year's official co-chairs. Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, and Anna Wintour will, of course, also be co-chairs. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez are the honorary chairs. This year's theme is tied to the exhibit, Costume Art.
Well, today is a day fans of Star Wars look forward to all year long, and one award-winning comedian allows a closer lens into his life. David Daniel has this and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Star Wars fans know May the 4th is special, and so does Prop Store, which is offering collectibles from the franchise in 2 current auctions. This Stormtrooper helmet from 2019's The Rise of Skywalker is part of the online entertainment memorabilia auction, as is this Resistance bomb from 2017's The Last Jedi. The collectible posters auction includes this Empire Strikes Back quad poster from the UK and this rare Russian 3-panel poster for the franchise. Info on both auctions at PropStoreAuction.com, and may the 4th be with you.
There's nobody smarter.
Just because the eyes are so dull doesn't mean that there's not a machinery of wheels clicking away.
There's nobody funnier.
Martin Short gets the documentary treatment in Marty, Life is Short. The film digs deep into archival footage, charting the Emmy and Tony-winning comedian's triumphs and tragedies. Marty, Life is Short debuts May 12th on Netflix. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Most of the state is now able to resume controlled burns after the statewide burn ban was partially lifted. Take a look at this map here on your screen. Open burning is now allowed in all the green counties with a valid burn permit. The ban is still in place for the counties shown here in red. Locally, those include Chatham and Moore counties. The lifting of the burn ban, though, does not apply to fires started within 100 feet of an occupied dwelling. The local fire marshal has authority to issue or lift a burn ban within those 100 feet. The thing is here, though, we're still in a severe to extreme drought right now. And because of that, the lifting the burn ban in 81 counties after we had just one day of rain may seem surprising to many people. We have reached out to the North Carolina Forest Service to ask questions about lifting the burn ban, including what guided this decision, what is the benefit to removing the burn ban, and how does the ongoing drought factor into this decision? We're still waiting to hear back.
And we're here in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. And even though Wake County is not in that red area, but it's so important not to burn if you don't have to.
That's right. And so many of us, who live in city limits, you're not allowed to burn at all, except, fire pit or, your grill. But so, folks, I'm sure in more rural areas will be very careful, as we'll still have high fire danger most days. I think it's, potentially, I shouldn't say anything that I don't know anything about. Let me stop right there. High pressure. I'll tell you about weather. High pressure system, of course, keeps things dry for the next several days. We do have another really good chance for rain by Thursday. So we're going to keep it coming. It will, just ever so slowly kind of chip away at the drought. We're not going to be out of it anytime soon. We are right now seeing winds coming out of the southwest. That's warming us up today. We take a look at downtown Raleigh, and you can see people out and about, mostly in long sleeves. Our temperatures are still cool, mainly in the 50s. Heading out the door right now in Raleigh, it's 53, and we're seeing that across RDU. Temperature by lunchtime, though, is up to 70 and will climb to 80 this afternoon. It's 53 in Holly Springs, but 47 in Chapel Hill, 50 in Rollsville, and 57 in Clayton. So we're starting to warm things up a little bit. Our highs this afternoon will be close to 80 degrees all across the area. Should be really nice for tailgating for the Canes game. Second game in this series with the Flyers at 6 o'clock, 77, 8 o'clock, 72. Lots of sunshine. Maybe a touch breezy, but it shouldn't be too bad out there. We jump to 84 for Tuesday and Wednesday, and notice the morning lows climb to 56 on Tuesday and 62 on Wednesday. Checking out Futurecast, there was a small chance that we could see a few showers up near the Virginia line. This run of Futurecast really keeps that well above our viewing area, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. And the next front comes in on Thursday. It's possible that we could see some of those showers late Wednesday, but Thursday looks like the main day that we would end up seeing showers and storms. And at this point, we'll be watching out for some severe storms. It is that time of year, and it looks like there could be enough energy with the system for that potential. After that, we're much cooler. Boy, it looks really nice for Mother's Day, doesn't it? 78 under partly cloudy skies.
And before we go to break, here's a look at the winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic up next.